power belongs to Jesus. Power, 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 power. All the power belongs to Jesus. Therefore, no sin, no get level. All the power belongs to Jesus. Therefore, no sin, no get level. All the power belongs to Jesus. You already know. You already know. You know, say the God I serve is a biggie, biggie, biggie God. Oh. The God I serve is a biggie, biggie, biggie God. Oh. You know, say the God I serve is a mighty, mighty God. Oh. The God I serve is a mighty, mighty God. Oh. See, I've tasted of His power. You know they do, mago, mago. You know they promise and fail. Anything where you talk, they do, mago. Hey, power, 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 power. Hey. All the power belongs to Jesus. Power, 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 power. Hey. All the power belongs to Jesus. Devil no say he no get to level. All the power belongs to Jesus. Devil no say he no get to level. All the power belongs to Jesus. Jesus, he gets the power, 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 power. To heal and deliver. And that's any power, 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 power. He's a working me now. Why anything I talk, he must come to pass. Oh, pass, oh, pass, oh. You know the promise and faith. Anything where you talk, he let do, mambo. You know the do it, you know the do it. You know the promise. You know the promise and faith. Anything where you talk, he let do, mambo. Hey, I said the God I serve, in a talk and do God. Oh. Hey, not talk and do God. Oh. The God I serve, in a intentional God. Oh. Not intentional God. Oneku, amen. Make Walanka, you need to marry one about power, 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 power. Hey, hey, hey. Power, 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 power. Hey. Power belongs to Jesus. Therefore, no say you don't get to level.
All right, welcome to Talk TV Media Network. This is Sam Gadu. I controls today, the 10th of April, 2022. We bringing you a live broadcast here from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Green Country, Oklahoma. We love to hear from you all, our listening guests. Today, we have a special guest on the show today, as you can see already, a doctor. Yeah. So we want you all to get glued to your TVs, wherever you are listening to us, your media devices. Be a part of the show today. It's a special kind of Sunday today. Today is Palm Sunday. This is the day that I think Jesus entered into Jerusalem triumphantly, breaking the chains of the enemy. So we will talk about that today a little bit before we get into the real show for the day. Welcome, my brother, Dr. Tumba. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
It is an honor, believe me. It is an honor for me to have you here today on the show with me. You know, being able to talk about healthcare and a lot of other things that concerns the people of Liberia. Believe it or not, I am honored to have you because people like you, professionals like you, it's hard to track you down. Yeah, very, very difficult to get you guys in places like this, you know, to be able to talk about what matters to the people of Liberia when it comes to the healthcare of Liberia. But on a serious note, I'm delighted. Talk TV Media Network is happy to have you. How was your Sunday?
My Sunday has been very great so far.
Right.
Catholic Church in Tulsa. And I think the preacher today, Paul Chase, was very, very enlightening.
Yeah.
Enlightening our minds about the Palm Sunday today, the triumphant entry of our Lord Jesus into Jerusalem, to break the chain of the enemy, and we were reminded
It was a powerful service, very touching. And a lot of it touched, he centered around Jesus' entry into Jerusalem, And for me, when he was talking about Jerusalem, it brought to my mind 2017 when I visited Israel, and I could imagine myself in the streets of Jerusalem, touring Jerusalem, all those places where you read about in the Bible and you see the Bible come to life. This is something you've read over the years from the Bible as a Christian growing up. And here you are now in Jerusalem walking that this is where the miracles, this took place. This is where this took place. You could feel the chill bumps on you that the Bible, the words come into light. So it was a wonderful service. It was really a wonderful service. Part of what, don't you think, part of what he talked about too was the change that you can become, as in what kind of change can you become to make change in society, in your home, as in nagging, complaining. People going to get on your toes anyway, and all of that. But the joy and the Holy Spirit that comes along with you and able you to bring about change, lighting the room. What do you think?
Yeah, he was. I think they mentioned sometimes, we get angry at home and shout. Sometimes you have to shout, in joy for the Lord. And you have to shout that Jesus Christ came in your life. You have to have that shout of praise in your home.
Yeah.
So that you don't only get angry, and make noise in your home when your kids make you angry or your wife, but you also rejoice, bring that joy of the Lord in your home. Like what happened when Christ came into Jerusalem triumphantly.
Yeah.
So he made mention of that. And then he also talked about us being the change, that we hope, we want other people to see in us. If you want the change, you be that change.
Yes, yes. I remember that.
Yeah.
Being that change.
You be that change. Even if you think you're not making an impact as an individual, but it will start with you.
Right.
And another point he mentioned was that many times, somebody asks you, which church do you go to? So I go to that church.
Yeah.
He said, don't say you go to that church. Say, I belong.
I belong to that
part
church.
Of the church.
Yes.
You don't just visit the church.
I go to Mr. John Church.
Yes.
I go to Bishop so church.
Exactly.
As though the church is only for that bishop, but be a part of that, group, that entity. Show a sense of belonging. Exactly. That I go to our church, so place.
Yeah. I'm a part of that church.
Yeah.
I'm a pastor of that church.
Right. I think that was a very good example.
Yeah.
It's kind of touching, and it helps people to find a place. Either you are going to be wandering from place to place, or you find somewhere where you belong, where you can bring about change, stability,
Yeah, another thing he mentioned is that sometimes people go to church and they get easily offended and then they move to another church.
Right.
He said, no, you find a church and you make that part of you belong to that church. You are part and parcel of that church.
Mm-hmm.
If problem arises or somebody make you angry or something like that, you say you have to suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah.
But move along.
Yeah.
Be part.
Yeah.
Don't be wavering from one church to another.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. But that was part of the Sunday today. And to our listening audience out there, again, my name is Sam Gadu, CEO of Talk TV Media Network. We go places where others do not go. This is what we do as a network. You'll find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, or on the website www.talktvmedia.com. Share the link to your many platforms. We appreciate it. We do what we do best, here because of you. It's a beautiful day here in Green Country, Oklahoma today. And in studio with me is a special guest, a friend, a brother, an in-law, a doctor. Man, I'm blessed.
Thank you.
I'm just blessed to have you. And for our viewing audience out there, before we delve into the issues that concerns us as Liberians, many want to find out who is Dr. Tamba, Emmanuel Tamba. Tell us, who is this man?
My name is Dr. John Emmanuel Tamba. I am an obstetrician gynecologist currently working at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, Maternity Hospital in the city of Monrovia. Before I went to JFK to work, I used to be the chief medical officer at Jacksonville Hospital for a period of 2 years after my specialization in OBGYN. And last year, March, I was requested to come and serve at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center in the OBGYN department, working along with the residents that are in the OBGYN department that have been trained to specialize in the Liberia College of Physicians and Surgeons. So that is who I am. I'm also a married man to my lovely wife, Mrs. Louise Tamba, who is in Minnesota, and I am blessed to have 3 biological girls, children that I'm so proud of. So I am a doctor, and I'm also first of all a family man, and I'm delighted to be here with you.
Wow, that's a packed resume. Did you say you only have 3 girls?
Three
3 beautiful girls.
beautiful girls.
Wow. Okay, you probably want to be a little bit close to the mic. Our viewers are saying you need to be a little bit audible. So if you're hearing us, hearing him, please let us know if the audio is okay. So that way, because we have a lot of important stuff to talk about here tonight, this afternoon. Here, wherever you are, those of you in Liberia, it's already evening time. And for us here, it's just 50 minutes past 2 p.m. So again, we will be talking about not to waste time because it's an hour show. What does it look like working in Liberia as a doctor? What does it look like?
Working in Liberia as a doctor is both interesting and challenging. As a medical doctor practitioner, I love working in Liberia despite the difficult circumstances.
If you could move it a little bit, not to cut you up, just a little bit on my side so the camera will be able to see your face. Awesome.
Yeah, despite the difficult circumstances, working as a medical doctor in Liberia is a challenging undertaking in that there are so many basic commodities, and logistics that are lacking in the practice of medicine. The major provider of healthcare in Liberia is the government, and the government having so many challenges in terms of providing the resources that are needed to deliver the healthcare system in Liberia. That poses a problem. There are so many, for me to sit here and enumerate them, but I can just tell you a few. Some of the most important things, that we have that are challenging in terms of healthcare delivery system in Liberia. One of them is the inavailability of drugs, medical equipment, to like laboratory equipment and surgical equipment that that are efficient enough for you to be able to deliver adequate and efficient healthcare.
Right.
Other things that are lacking, especially in Liberia, is the lack of electricity. Many times I have personally experienced difficulties. You'll be in the middle of surgery, sometimes at JFK, and then the electricity just goes off.
Whoa, hold
challenge.
on. Did I just hear you say, as a doctor, you are performing a major medical surgery, and in the middle of that, electricity is gone?
That is correct. Electricity is gone.
how do you move forward with that
So
from
many
there?
many times, because of the type of surgeries we perform, many times we have to complete the surgery
Mhm.
by means of using our cell phones, flashlights.
Wow.
And sometimes, the current comes back, but there in many instances in Liberia, especially at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center where I work, the electricity will go off, and some of the generator is not there. If you come in right away to report on, you have to call out there. It might take 10, 15 minutes for the managers to have the
And
technician.
you are in the
And at
middle
that
of
time,
life and death
right,
issues.
at that time, you have your flashlight. And then you continue the surgery. Because the nature of medical work, especially surgery, once you begin surgery, you do not stop. It could take you 5, 6 hours.
Hmm.
You have to complete that surgery because the life of that patient depends on you.
Right.
So
And
once,
God.
yeah. So once you begin the surgery and then the current goes off, you put on your flashlight. The good thing is that most of our equipment, like our operating or theater equipment, the battery charges and then it continues to function for a period of time, maybe like an hour.
Right.
So that doesn't go off. So you continue to maintain the patient. When the patient maybe is intubated, you continue to maintain the patient while you operate.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So those are some of the difficulties we have in Liberia. But the joy of practicing medicine in Liberia is the fact that personally I have found joy in doing it because I get to help.
Your own people.
I've seen people who come in dire circumstances, health-wise, that I've been able to intervene to see them come up out of that difficult situation, out of bad health, and then see that joy in them. That brings
Yeah.
happiness to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could not trade any other profession in this world for medicine.
Wow. I can identify with you, working in your calling and and that calling becomes a passion.
Right.
And through that, God, you find yourself, God is using you to bring hope to the hopeless, to bring joy to those who are desolate, who are in pain. I can only imagine it has to be from within, real love. Because here you are, uh, went to school here in the United States, lived here with your family, and you left everything behind to go to give your own, your part of, of I would say the family of Mama Liberia. Because this the way I normally look at it is we all part of the same country. Like you a family, you're a member of the family, like brothers and sisters. If you find yourself in every society or in every family, you are there in that family for a purpose. So if you are from a particular country, there is a reason why God, you originated or you came from there. And if you travel overseas, you are fortunate to do better, you give back,
Right.
And in giving back, it has to be a lot of sacrifice. I can only identify for uh, your case, as in living all the good, where you're having surgeries here 24/7, you have no electricity issues or problems, you have every equipment available to you, you know, there, there is a complete shortage, you know. That is hard. It has to take special love.
Right.
And not only to you, but to many other doctors
Right.
that are in the same field doing the same thing. But what are some of the challenges, main challenges when it comes to healthcare in Liberia? What problems have you solved with patients, as in, why do you have to wait so long to come when it has to be an emergency or a life-threatening case before you show up? Are there any programs established to educate people before to prevent a lot of these sicknesses or diseases?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Um, Liberia as a society, has a lot of issues in terms of education uh, making the citizens to be aware of what their health status uh, is.
Mm-hmm.
In that many of our citizens do not do what people in Western countries like in America do, where they do annual checkup. So someone develop a problem or develop a health condition that could be in the inceptional stage.
Right.
They do not, once they can move around, maybe a symptom, start to happen to them, and then, they do not seek further, attention to address it. They wait until, the condition becomes so dire before they come to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, when you come to the hospital in a country where the healthcare delivery system is not that efficient, it becomes a problem. When you wait until the problem becomes chronic and becomes so advanced, that when you arrive at the hospital, there are very little the doctors can do. So the public health sector of Liberia, through the Ministry of Health and also the Liberia College of Physicians, of which I was a part, and stay affiliating with them, through the OBGYN program at GFK, uh, have had initiative, that like I remember the OBGYN department in terms of maternal and child care, especially women who are pregnant. The college has had a series of seminars where they have sent out their residents to go to the various clinics and hospitals in the Monrovia area. Even when I was at Jacksonville Hospital,
Mm-hmm.
we have sent out our medical team to go into the towns, like in Tapeta where I was, and also to go to the clinics to educate the midwives who are working with those pregnant women, so that when they see danger signs, they do not wait.
Right.
They send the patient to the hospital. And also, there are sometimes health talks on the radio to educate the public about the um, importance of seeking periodic checkups so that you can address issues when they are beginning. But because of the nature of our country, in that most people are very poor,
Right.
they don't have the resources, they don't have money. So many times somebody get maybe their head is aching. It could be something starting up in your brain, or your stomach is aching, something could be developing in your, but because the first thing that comes to their mind is, where am I going to get the money to go to the hospital? So they don't go. So
And
they
I,
wait.
I think I've heard this before that some of them, when you, because the body has a special way it speaks to you
Right.
in terms of any pains or illness or whatever, your body will tell you something.
Yeah, like I always tell, when I speak to folks, I always tell them, your body is like, it's like a motor vehicle engine.
Right. Yeah.
When you drive a vehicle, you look at your dashboard. If there's a problem beginning, the engine light comes on, right?
Right. Right.
Yes. So when that engine light comes on, it tells you that there's something
Something is wrong
developing
somewhere.
that you need to address it. And
Yeah.
if you don't address it, what happens? As you go by, you might go 2, 3 days or a week. Eventually, that car breaks down.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
the body functions. Your body will show symptoms and signs. Maybe you're having a headache because maybe there could be a tumor developing in your brain,
Mm.
or maybe you're having high blood pressure. There's too much, intracranial pressure in your head that you need to go for checkup. But if you
Yeah.
ignore it as time goes on, you
Right.
ignore it, and that problem is not going to go away until you address it.
Wow.
But because of the lack of understanding of our people, and also they think first about economy, that they
Mm-hmm.
don't have money, so they will wait
Yeah. Waiting
because they wait
because of lack of
think
poverty.
that it's going to go away, that they probably might go away. Even sometimes, people, the midwife, they go, a pregnant woman go to a clinic,
Right.
and then they having a problem about being able to deliver this baby. Sometimes it's so difficult, but the midwife will keep telling them, oh, you can stay here, we'll try. Even if they cannot deliver the child, they will try until they come to a point where they no longer can able to do it. The baby is in distress.
Mhm.
The mother is in distress before they send the woman to the hospital. And when you arrive at the hospital now, sometimes either the baby is already dead
Right.
or other complications have happened that the doctors have to rush. In many instances, they are able to arrest the situation to remedy, but in unfortunate situations, it's already too late.
It's
Yeah.
already too late.
It's already too late.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Dr. Emmanuel Tama with me today in studio at Talk TV Media Network. We are going to take a quick break and play you music. Today is Palm Sunday. Happy Palm Sunday to you all. Anyway, to all our listening audience today, a special shout out to you from me to you. Enjoy the music, and we'll be right back on a quick break. As you can hear, be a part, and then we'll open the lines. We'll open the lines that you can call in and ask this man any kind of question you want to ask him when it comes to healthcare in Liberia.
Failure see me, I go baba down. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness go see me, I go round. Verbal when I see my face so. Actor when I know my face so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm a brand new man, I am a king. I'm born again, never the same. Holy one, yes, you never change. The worst I ever lost in. Holy go fire, fire. I salute you, ancients of day. You never let me down again. I'm enjoying my heritage. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge to see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba down. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness to see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my face so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. I'm from above and not beneath. I'm a victor, I never lose so. Take a very good at me. I'm walking with on every day. I see my blessings falling. Change my morning to dancing. I'm changing my level. You will never see me to struggle. Before they go see me, I go run. Challenge to see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba down. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness to see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so. Actor when I know my face so. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Counting my blessings. Never move from behind me. Holy Ghost fire. You don't know me. Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. Challenge to see me, I go run. But failure see me, I go baba down. Cause I'm a beauty baba. Sickness to see me, I go run. Verbal side when I see my face so.
Welcome to you all. Today is Palm Sunday. Happy Palm Sunday to you, wherever you are listening to us or watching us online from any of your medium. We love to invite you to keep watching and share the link. Now we will open the lines for you to be a part of this show. Today we're talking about healthcare in Liberia with a son of the soil, a doctor, who is an OBGYN and gynecologist. You know, these are big terminologies, doctor. Let me take me. I want to go layman, let the people hear us, a Liberian way. You say OBGYN, gynecologist. These are for the bubble people, big people that know all their big things. But for someone who listening to this in Liberia or in Saclay, PA, Tapeta, Foya, wherever it is, uh, let's narrow it down for them to understand.
The word OBGYN, the letters stand for obstetrics and gynecologists. Obstetrics, the OB stands for obstetrics,
Mhm.
and then GYN stands for gynecology. An obstetrician is a doctor who study in the field of medicine that have to do with the delivery system in which a woman from the time she gets pregnant up to the time she delivers.
So you dealing,
Obstetrics,
so more or less you're dealing mainly with women issues.
women issues. And then gynecology is the study of the diseases affecting the female genital system.
Okay. Oh, so all of that is the woman thing,
Yes,
woman
everything
issue.
is about women.
Yeah.
issues.
So you
Yeah,
are a doctor for women,
exactly. I don't
mainly.
treat men.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
you handle all of the women issues. That's the
Yes.
surgery or whatever it is. So the Liberian women, you're here. Y'all got one, and there are plenty over there doctors over there that probably practice a lot of that, right?
Right.
In Liberia.
Yeah, I think since the establishment of the Liberia College of Physicians and Surgeons, I think in 2014, he has graduated, I think, up to about 15 specialists
Oh wow.
in the OBGYN department. And there are other specialists in other various aspects, that are of the college.
Mhm.
The college started with 4 specializations: OBGYN, internal medicine, surgery, and pediatrics. So, but for OBGYN, I think now we have, around the figure of about 15 OBGYN specialists in the country. It was designed in such a way, because of our high maternal and infant mortality rate in Liberia.
Right.
The Liberian government, through the Minister of Health, decided to establish the Liberia College of Physicians to address that by training physicians that will go out into the Leeward counties to help to reduce that demographic, that statistics, that is so daring, because the maternal and infant mortality rate, um, depending on how high or low it is, determines the how the country is rated
Right.
among the Committee of Nations. If that figure is very high, that rate the country very poor among the Committee of Nations.
Wow.
So right now, Liberia has one of the highest in the sub-region and in the world. So to address that,
Mhm.
OBGYN specialists are trained to try to combat that, and that is exactly what we are doing.
That's a lot of tasks for you
Right.
guys, to be able to curtail that and get Liberia back on the map,
Yes.
to doing the things that healthcare from a general standpoint in Liberia has always been a problem. And one would say it is not because of lack of resources or money. Uh, it could be, and this is where I hate to draw a doctors, private professionals into the politics of it, you know, because that is not your area. You are just a professional. But one would say the government hasn't been doing a lot when it comes to these hospitals, especially even government hospitals that's supposed to serve the people. Because you see a lot of personal private entities now being created all around the country where these doctors have their own private practices and stuff like that. And the government institutions are being left unattended to, which one would say the government. It's the government's not lack of interest, not pumping in the resources to develop these institutions. Because I remember going to James Davis Hospital, and my experience was not pleasant at all, to say the least. Um, how much more those of you who work in the sector? What do you have to say? Is it the government is not does not have the interest, or they just sitting there and don't want to do anything, or they just left these institutions to ruin?
Well, to answer that question, like you already stated, we as doctors, we're not politicians, but we are people. We are part of the system. We are, every human being, even if you don't profess that you're a politician, but by nature you are, because politics affects you.
Right.
When it comes on the line of the healthcare system in Liberia, I think it could be better, if our politicians have the will.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it's the will, because I work in the system and I've traveled around the world, and I see how other countries are handling the healthcare system in their country. And I think that it could be better in Liberia if the political will is there. For instance, um, many of our government officials or the people who are prominent, when they get sick, they go to the government send them to Ghana, send them
Right.
abroad. Why not develop the system in your own country, make it better? And instead of sending these people out, you treat them right there. Because in Liberia right now, we have a lot of doctors. All that is needed is to develop the system, to develop hospitals, that are efficient, with the adequate equipment, because the manpower is already there.
Right.
Yeah. But we need the equipment, we need the resources, we need the logistics, to be able to run the hospitals, to the level that are run in the sub-region. But to answer your question, without offending anybody, to tell you that the political will is not there.
The political
Yeah,
will
it's
is
not
not
there.
there. I think that's fair enough
Yeah.
to answer because it has to do with love of country and
Yeah.
the political will. It's not because of lack of finances. The money is there, the resources are there, the country is making money, and if you as a minister or a legislator or a senator get sick and you have to travel to Ghana or Sierra Leone or to a foreign country to get medical attention, and you have the power to push your government, to petition the government, the chosen leaders, to move forward to develop the same resources. You know, I think it is the lack of political will as well. So, but we'll leave it, I hope, and we'll keep praying that our political leaders are hearing us to make sure that how about people leave from other countries to come and get good health care in Liberia versus Liberians leaving to go and get good health care out of the country. It should be the other way around. That is our prayer, that's our hope, that one day Liberia will be that beacon of hope again in the community of nations. Um, to our viewing audience out there, the lines are open. You see the number on the screen. If you have a WhatsApp, you can call us at 539-525-1552. Liberia number, you can call in at plus. Don't forget to write the plus 231 777 and call and ask Dr. Tamba, what are the challenges? Whatever comes to mind, we are here. This is the reason why this medium is created. We are an independent network. We owe no political allegiance to any political party, but we are here for the Liberian people. We are here to discuss the issues that concerns the people of Liberia. We are here to educate. This is what we do as a network. Share the link, share the show, be a part, drop in your comments. We love to hear from you. If you cannot call in, you will need to ask a question, just type it in and I will read it for the doctor to be able to respond to your question. Again, there is something that is so prevalent, Dr. Tamba, and in Liberia. It has to do with health, but I don't know if it is in your area of expertise. Mental health in Liberia has been a big issue since the war ended. And we see everywhere around town that mental health has become a bigger issue, causing chaos. You have what we call Zogos, in the country. These are boys and young girls that steal and have been abandoned as well, not rehabilitated into society, no training. Does that concern you?
It does concern me very much. And like you pointed out, I'm not a mental health practitioner or an expert, but I see in the society, and I know that it is a problem. It is a problem because our country went through a 14-year brutal civil war. After that civil war, disarmament was done by the United Nations, but I don't think people were rehabilitated. After a brutal 14-year civil war, the nation was impoverished. Many of the youth, who could have been in school for that number of years were not in school. In fact, as a matter of fact, now we have a very large section of our young people who are not in school because they are poor. And Also, we have a problem with importers, those who import these drugs.
Yes.
They import drugs into the country, and our young people are exposed to it. A majority of our young people are exposed to drugs. The young people that you call Zogos, today are those who just one way or the other got influenced by friends,
Yeah. Yeah.
to go and
To
try
join
these
to
drugs.
try this.
And then they become addicted to these
Yeah.
drugs.
Just
So
one time trying.
Yeah. Once you become addicted to drugs, and then there's no system in the country for rehabilitation, like in America here, you have a system, where people are
Yeah.
sent to
Institutions.
yeah, even
You know.
alcoholics, are sent to places, where they are, they are brought back, into the, society through, programs, that are geared towards desensitizing themselves,
Right. Right.
from these drugs. But in Liberia, it's not like that. So when a young man gets addicted and start doing criminal things, in many cases, the family cannot even contain him. So they abandon him and he joins, he goes into the street.
And these
And,
are
and then they become a nuisance to everybody
mhm.
because the population of these young people is so much nowadays that both male and female, they're becoming a big nuisance. And until that is addressed, we all who call ourselves, the sober people, we are going to be affected one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because as you go in the street, the crime rate is increasing. They check your phone, they come into your house with gun, and shoot you down and take your things. So it becomes a security problem for the country.
I was watching a video recently where they were interviewing them, those boys they call Zogos.
Right.
That one of them said, and many of them confirm it, that every Zogo is a thief.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was a little bit hesitant while I was listening. They said every Zogo is a thief. And the boy analyzed it in a way that we are addicted. We are infested with drugs. And every time we see something, we want to snatch it off so we can go sell it and buy something and buy drugs.
Yes.
Every time we see something of value, we'll take it, and then go and sell it for a little of nothing to buy drugs. These societies are infested. And these are our children. These are our future leaders of tomorrow. And it is pathetic and sad to say that our government has done a little, not even a little, when it comes to this. I remember Senator Darius DeLon kind of touched on that, tried to do whatever, but he's just one person and probably don't have all the means and the resources available. But this, I think, is the responsibility of the government as well.
Yes,
You
it
know.
is. You mentioned Senator Dillon. Yeah, he has taken initiative to build a rehab center in Monrovia.
Mhm.
But like I said, like you indicated, he's just an individual. And in fact, he's been an opposition politician in the Senate. The government does not, support him in that initiative.
Right.
Yeah. So he has to come. I think last year or about 2 years ago, 2, 3 years, 1 or 2 years back, he came to America here to solicit help, and donations from philanthropic organizations and individuals, that help him through
Mhm.
using his own private personal money to be able to put up a rehab center in Monrovia. But like you said, he's an individual. You can put up a building, but to run it efficiently, to man it, and then to also provide the logistics and resources needed,
Yeah.
to run it is a challenge.
Is it-
And then if he look up as an opposition politician and the government is not coming to his aid, it becomes a problem to run it. So but as an individual, he has been doing well. He's been doing well, to address that issue of, the locals in the community, our country, Liberia. But he need help, and like you already said, it is the responsibility of the government. Despite the financial challenges the government is having, I believe that the government can allocate resources because if you have a problem that is as serious as the Zogo problem in the country and mental health problem, and you're not addressing it, then you're gonna it's already growing
But,
into a
but
bigger problem.
all of this is a healthcare issue in Liberia,
Yes,
right?
yes.
All of these that we just talked about. Where is the Minister of Health? Where is the Minister of Health? What have they been doing? What programs have they put in place to improve all of this?
I'm not too familiar with the Minister of Health program on mental health, but I do know that the Minister of Health has a section in the Minister of Health, that has to do with mental health. For instance, they have the ES Grant Hospital, mental hospital that is on Dupo Road.
Mhm.
It's a part and parcel of GFK, that addresses not only people who are addicted with drugs, but those who are mentally, gone,
Right.
mad. So it is headed by one Dr. Harris, who is the psychiatrist, the only Liberian psychiatrist that have been there for many years. So they have that, but the government, to some extent, do have a program, but it is not being, funded properly, to address the prevailing situation that we have.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a packed show. I know time is of the essence and it's limited. Always our biggest enemy when it comes to the show. We are almost to the wire. The lines are open. We will have you call in as the show goes on. So anytime a call comes in, we'll just pause and let you ask your question. The number is on the screen. LIB number, WhatsApp number 539-525-1552. If you are local here in the US, you can call that WhatsApp number as well direct, and you'll be able to ask your question, be part of the show. If you're in Liberia, you can call us at +231 777 2949. My name is Sam Gadu. Today is Talk TV Media Sunday. Normally, we'll bring you the religious part of this. We are mixing it up today. Healthcare and God business. We're doing it all. This is what God wants anyway. God wants our bodies to be healthy, our mind, soul, and body to be functional, to be able to serve Him. So we're going to take another break, our last break, then we're going to wrap it up from here. But if you need to ask a question, drop us a line, or you can call in and be a part of the show so we hear from you very soon. So can God bless anybody? Yeah, all dance of joy.
Shout hallelujah. If you got the victory, oh, the victory, sing a song of victory, oh yeah, shout hallelujah. Dance the dance of joy, yeah. Sing a song of joy, yeah. Dance the dance of joy, yeah. Sing a song of joy, yeah. Dance the dance of joy, yeah. Sing a song of joy, yeah. My God has done so much for me. Thank you, praise the Lord. Shout hallelujah. If you got the victory, oh, the victory, sing a song of victory. Oh, yeah, shout hallelujah.
You got your victory today? Shout hallelujah. There's the joy. Yeah. Today, April 10th, 2022. I have done so much for you.
Given me the victory. Oh, glory, hallelujah. It is time to praise the Lord. He has done so much for me. He has given me the victory. Oh, glory, hallelujah. It is time to praise the Lord. Celebrate, oh, celebrate, oh. Jubilate, oh, jubilate, oh. I see the victory lion. You they make me the wonder. You know they make me the suffer. Cause I am under your government, under your government. Thank you, brother. No one does. Go on. Aha! Thank you, brother.
Hughes Play.
All right. This is how we're gonna wrap it up. We got a few more minutes to go on the show here at Talk TV Media Network. To our listening audience, my name is Sam Gadu, bringing you a live show here in Green Country, Oklahoma. It's a beautiful day. Sun is bright, shining. Good time to go out. Those of you who are here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, if you're visiting, coming into Tulsa, welcome. Be a part of the show. If you are leaving Tulsa, take us with you wherever you go. Take us on your phones, on your laptops, on your tablets. This is what we're good at. We give you the best of the best when it comes to broadcasting and listening, especially our Sunday programs. Our weekly programs are still ongoing. We talk about political shows on weekends, Fridays, and also Wednesday, we talk business here at Talk TV Media Network. We are getting everything done professionally and legally before we get everything packed and running. You know, this is your show. This is your network. This is your broadcast. And so you being a part of this is telling us every day that we have an obligation to deliver. We are an independent network. We owe no one, no political party in Liberia, nor here in the U.S., any allegiance. We bring you information that is helpful to change society, that brings about impact, that we educate, we create awareness. This is what we do. And so today in studio with me is one of the son of the soil from Liberia, Dr. Emmanuel Tamba, a man who has traveled extensively, a man who has worked in the field of healthcare extensively almost all his life. You know, he's dedicated his services, time, money, resources to this, to help, you know, humanity, to bring about change, to see a smile on someone's face. This is what we are talking about. So people in life, there are some people that are extraordinary, that are unique, and he's one of them. Today, we're talking about healthcare in Liberia. We've touched different topics: mental, OBGYN. You know, let me go back in your area, Dr. Tamba, your profession as an OBGYN doctor in Liberia. What has been your in that area of your profession, your greatest challenge? Besides, like you mentioned, you are in the middle of surgery and you have electricity is gone. Bam, you know, you have to get to plan two, you know, scramble things up because a life is at stake, you know, in that area. But working with your colleagues, your professionals, you know, on the overall, what has been the successes and the failures? And how do you move forward to making things better?
Thank you very much for this question. In terms of the greatest challenges that face the practitioners in the obstetrics and gynecology department, there are many of them, but to just name a few, one of the greatest challenges is our ability to implement some diagnostic and tests, that will be able to diagnose certain conditions. For instance, a woman who comes in, to your hospital, in the Western countries here in America, all women, that are above the age of 14, 15, they are, given what you call, they are made to undergo a test, a pap smear test that will discover them, if they have been infected with an HPV virus. This virus is a virus that normally develop that all cause women to have cervical cancer, which is one of the killers of our women in Africa. Here in the Western world, it has been eliminated because of the fact that they do have vaccines that they give young people, young women and even boys, because that disease mostly is carried, or the virus is carried out by men that infect the woman, but it doesn't show symptoms in men because the men do not have the kind of organ that the women have,
Right.
the cervix that it affects. So at a young age, they are given that vaccine. And then even those who did not receive the vaccine, they are periodically on a yearly basis given a test that is called the pap smear. That test will be able to determine the virus. And when you determine that virus at a very early stage, you can treat it without the person, you can treat that condition, and then the person will be able to carry on their normal, um, female functions of delivering, being able to get pregnant and deliver babies.
Does
But
that
in Liberia, we do
right?
not have that.
So-
Only few hospitals, like in JFK now, we are doing that. One of the reasons was because we did not have um, pathologists, but now we do have, some pathology like at Jackson Hospital, even at JFK now we're doing that, but it's not widespread. So many instances, we have women coming in, who already had advanced disease, and that disease, when you discover on a woman, it have 4 major stages. You can only operate when the person have stage 1 in Liberia.
Mhm.
But if you go beyond stage 1, stage 2A,
Two.
2B, it's already advanced, that you can't do anything, you cannot operate.
Wow.
And then and then we don't have what we call, how to treat it in Liberia. We don't have radiation therapy. We do have some level of chemotherapy, but we don't have radiation. So, and then if it's advanced, it beyond the ability to operate. And then if you operate, you even make the condition worse and the person dies. So those are some of the challenges we have, because sometimes, by just doing a mere, diagnostic test
Right.
from the beginning, you can diagnose it and then prevent a woman from coming down with the disease down the age. But that disease starts when a woman is very young, like around the age of 18, you know.
But this makes it difficult for women that are in a hinterland,
Right.
the countryside, growing up, with none of these available to them, or some of them the education is not even there.
Yeah, the education is not there, the resources are not there. So many times, when they get that disease, it takes many years to manifest. So by the time, I have so many times even cried when I see our mothers in their late 40s, in the mid 50s or 60s, who
Right.
come out with an advanced stage. They already come with all the major signs of full-blown disease.
Wow.
You can only tell them, we can't do anything. We can only do a palliative test, which is not test, palliative care, in which we'll give you treatment based on symptoms. If you are bleeding, we'll give you blood. If you're having pain, we'll give you pain medication, but we can't treat the condition because we don't have the ability to do it. So in that instance, the patient is now left to just wait until they die.
Oh my gosh.
That is just one aspect.
Yeah. Wow.
Because if we had the ability to check these women, we'll be able to prevent that.
So healthcare has really been a major disease problem when it comes to Liberia and West Africa and Africa as a whole. As we wrap up in the show, if there is any message that you want to send to President Weah, George Weah, the current president of Liberia, if he were by any chance hear this, what would it be?
My message to the president and the leadership of Liberia will be this: we need to be serious, in making and modernizing, our hospitals, especially the John F. Kennedy Medical Center where I work, and also the Jacksonville Hospital. The John F. Kennedy Medical Center and the Jacksonville Hospital are the premier hospitals in Liberia, but they lack the basic logistics. They are not modernized. At the John F. Kennedy Medical Center and even at Jacksonville Hospital where I used to work, we do not even have patient monitors. There's a critical patient who is, who have come out of surgery. Here in America, here you have all the monitors you can check the blood pressure by just looking at the screen.
Yeah.
But there we don't have anything. We don't have those. We don't have, the drugs, the emergency medication that we need to keep these patients. So I will admonish our leaders to prioritize modernizing our healthcare system in Liberia. If you modernize JFK, I mean, if you can invest. I'm not a financial expert to know how much money is needed, but I think the country is able to modernize JFK to a point, wherein all basic equipment that are needed,
Right.
all the logistics, that are needed, like the emergency medication, the specialized medication, that are there that are needed to treat patients in critical conditions. The country is able to provide it. I want to commend them in that now we have a dialysis center at JFK. That is a step in the right direction. And I think the government should do more. So that I will be able to address and treat our patients, in Liberia. And the resources that you could spend in Liberia and brought to Ghana, to Nigeria,
Yeah. So, Mr. President George Weah, there you have it. A message to you from one of your doctors, Liberian doctors who sacrificing his time and money. Prioritize JFK and all the major government hospitals. Improve it. Pump in the money and the facilities and the logistics that are needed. Make the job easy for these men because they have sacrificed to leave their families behind in the Western world to come and get back to Mama Liberia. So the least we could do as a government is to make sure that we provide the necessary resources for them. Again, thank you to you all. Thanks for coming, Mr. Tamba, Dr. Tamba. I highly appreciate it. Thanks for the show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I think we haven't served this topic justice, not enough, especially when it comes to healthcare in Liberia. So as time goes by, we want to bring you and other professionals to help, because the more awareness we create, the better. Eventually, there'll be a breakthrough somewhere along the line. And this is what we continue to do as a network, to make sure that we become a change. It's more than just sitting on the network and broadcast and castigate and tear down. We do not do that. We find solutions. We find problem solutions. This is what we do as a network. To our listening audience, thank you for watching. Share the link out there. This is how we take it out on this Sunday, the 10th of April, 2022. You have a wonderful week. It is my honor to have you as my audience. God bless you.